Hello, it is I, StrawHatLucas, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have some spicy One Piece D&D for you. Mikey's Men, aka Group 14, aka the Sakura Pirates, are back again today. We are joined by, of course, the lovely, lovely players. Let's go around the table. I myself play Captain Leadbelly. Oh, hi Vex, who is also in the call. I'm going to leave this in the recording now. So yes, let's start with Josh. Why don't you tell people how you're doing and who you play?
I'm good today. I'm ready to play and get back into the role of Kiryu, the guy who just left the last session.
Oh, I know. We left on a pretty awesome cliffhanger. Because we in the jungle, baby! Next up, we are missing our wonderful, wonderful scholar, Mr. Arthur Morgan, today, as well as our wonderful helmsman, Mr. Iron Mitch, both played by SSJ8 Cody and the one and only Angel's Room, respectively. So next up, let's dive to Drage. Drage, how are you doing today, and who do you play?
Play Suiryu. For the most part, I'm be alright, but I will say for the most part I caught a cold going to Gen Con. Wonderful experience, by the way. But if I cough now here too, apologies ahead of time.
Oh yeah, of course. By the way, I wanted to ask you. I don't mind doing this in the recording either. Did they have the real dungeon set up again this year?
Define real dungeon. There's a lot.
It's basically it's like LARPing, but you roll dice as well.
Yes. Yes, they did.
Hell yeah, dude. That's the last time I went to Gen Con was probably about like 2014, 2015 when they first brought the real dungeon stuff in. Totally worth it.
Yeah.
Next
no, it was a very surreal experience for the first con I ever had. So yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
It was like many other tabletops. So hell yeah.
Next up, we have, last but not least, the man himself, Mr. Ragnelius, aka Lord Ragnar, aka Lord Vegeta, aka Ragnar, aka Lord Azrael, aka there's just too many to name. How are we doing today?
I think they get it.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
AKA
I'm
too
glad
many
to be
names.
here. We're looking forward to this for, I don't know, 5 millennia, and now we're here.
Hey, we started at the bottom and now we're all the way here. And to finish off introductions and to kick us off into this wonderful, wonderful campaign, the man who built this world himself from the ground up, the god of this game, Mr. ToriMori.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Thanks for joining us in post this time for session 6. Good to be back with everyone again. Well, mostly everyone. Shout out to Cody and Angel who are not able to be here today. Potentially Cody will be here a little later on. I do have a cover story actually prepared for today, but I'm going to hold off on doing that at the start this time. I'm going to do that at the end in the hopes that he can join us here. But yeah, if just a quick recap for you guys, you'll see our wonderful Sakura Pirates crew over here on the left. They set out from Ryomachi and Panangea for the first time on their newly acquired belly boat, the reclaimed flowing river. They had Captain Rivers, the old commander of this vessel, in tow, ready to take him in for his lucrative reward that seemed to be promised. They were attacked by the bounty hunters you see there on the bottom right, as well as Tyokanis, who had a very interesting personal moment with Leadbelly, kind of last time as well as in session, that for all intents and purposes made him switch sides. It was so profound for him for reasons we may discover today, and maybe not, because we are actually primarily stuck in the middle of the jungle as Kiryu has taken off on his own, pursued by his brother Suiryu, now currently actually separated from his prosthetic arm Wolf up until the very end of last session, which is kind of where we'll pick up off today. Seed has rejoined Suiryu's side as he and his brother are in the midst of a fight against a gaggle of baboons that have attacked them, but now mysteriously 3 strange bird creatures have burst from the jungle and seem to join the fray. That was pretty much exactly where we left off, with Leadbelly and Arthur tracking them with some of the others from the island, as well as Tyokanis, to like through the jungle after the brothers.
Oh yeah. I'm in the
You guys will
jungle,
see here
baby.
we've got Kiryu's token representing him and his brother where the fight currently is, and we've also got Bob Jones there on the map representing the tracking team that is after them. As you guys are getting close, the Leadbelly has been Seed, Bob Jones, then you, then Tile behind you, then Arthur, then Tyokanis, kind of in single formation with a little bit of distance in between each of you. Leadbelly, as you're running, you would be able to talk to Bob in front of you and Tile behind you, but not to Arthur or Ty. If you have any interactions you want to get out now.
I think I saw the dog run ahead a little bit, so I think we should pick up the pace here, Bob. Aren't you some kind of like sportsman runner? Oh, also, while I'm saying this, it's out of a mouth that's grown on the side of my cheek because I'm still singing "Welcome to the Jungle."
Singing, talking, and running. That's got to be like that's got to be like the One Piece standard of like health. You know how they say like you have to like be able to talk and run at the same time. That's a sign that you're in good health. In One Piece, very different rules.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Especially for the
Yeah, you
eldritch
guys
horror
are,
that is Leadbelly.
dude. Womb will never not scare me, and uh, I'm interested in making an NPC that will be able to resist that in some way, but I digress. But yeah, as you say that to Bob, he does pick up the pace a little bit, not too much. You're right. The Four Seas Athletics is awaiting me. Jungle training, and he is just tearing us down the way. If there are no more interactions from you, though, Leadbelly will bring it back to the clearing where, yeah, Seed had just burst out here over on the left of the map. The brothers are each fighting their own horde. You've got one of the over here downed, Suiryu, but this one is still up beside you. Kiryu, though, is surrounded by them 4 right now. He was doing some pretty solid damage to them, though. He was holding his own pretty well. And after these strange bird beasts have flown in as well, the baboons, you guys would notice, are not as intent on you. They're focused on the birds. Suiryu, this one by you is staring at this one flying closest to you. Kiryu, these two more on your left there are staring up at this one that's flying, and these two are staring at this far one over here. Each of these harpies are flying about 10 feet off the ground. We're still maintaining that same turn order last time, but we're not going to enter it just yet. I've already entered Seed into that. So if you guys want to do any interactions, go right ahead.
Well, I'm gonna look at the baboons and ask them, are those your friends too? They can join the party if they want.
You can roll me an animal handling if you'd like.
All right. 16.
Oof. Pretty good for that roll. The baboon looks at you, and it's still got some fury written in its face, pretty clear as it stares at you. But it points up at the harpy, and it just huffs and stamps its hands against the ground and stirs up a big cloud of dust underneath it, and kind of forms up with you and the other baboon by it. Both of them like forming up with you.
Ah, yes, finally, we can see eye to eye.
The universal equivalent of fuck yo shit, this ain't your fight. Get the fuck out.
Okay, Suiryu, anything from you before we actually head back to Ryomachi?
Nothing in particular. This one's downed, I believe, right?
Yep, the one upside down you took out non-lethally, so he's just unconscious, and then the
By
one
the way,
next
if you want,
to
you can right click on tokens to put the not right click. Oh, I don't have control over my token. Haha. That's because you put it down earlier. You can right click to put the unconscious icon on him. So it look like that. It should be underneath the blue one. Or an X. Just out of combat. Regardless. Nope, nothing from Suiryu. Other than him probably looking at this one like he really wants to. Oh. He's looking at that monkey like you really want to keep continuing fighting. That's about it.
yeah, I mean he isn't really looking at you. He's staring up at the harpy that's floating up, not floating, but kind of fluttering up 10 feet above the ground, and it is staring at you. It's got these two big horns on its head that fork off of its forehead as it glares down at you. It gives it this rather innate, menacing look.
Ooh.
But in that case,
Chicken.
In that case, we're going to cut back to Ryomachi and check in here with what's going on at the belly boat as evening wears on. About 6 hours have passed since these have set out to go after Kiryu when he and Suiryu did not return through the portal. And the evening is wearing on. The sunset is pretty beautiful tonight. The fishermen have all pretty much returned to port, and a few folks are like enjoying themselves. It is Mitch, Abyss, Spenny, Squint, and then River's still captive, of course, and the mannequin is also aboard the boat as well. Abyss, if you're above deck and you want to drag your token out, go right ahead. I don't know where you would be on here. Like we said, unfortunately, Angel could not be here, so we'll say that Mitch, after steering them all here, he propped himself against the banister deck and he's just enjoying a nice snooze. He'll go ahead and get a long rest probably after enough time has passed. But yeah, Ragnar.
All right, so I'm not sure if this would be on the deck, but I'll just put in there just in case. Let me know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
could hear like the first bit, it cut out for the second bit before you put your token down. It sounded like you were still gonna talk.
Yeah, your volume is low.
All right, so I'm just gonna say to the crew, like, what's the plan now, boys?
So Spenny is just kind of standing here over Rivers with his arms crossed. He's kind of glaring at the town behind him as he leans on the banister. And Mitch is asleep over there, so he's just out cold. Squint will walk over here to you and say, well, it appears that you're the senior officer on deck right now, so whatever you need done, just point me there. I'll tidy the captain's quarters, I'll gather the cannonballs and organize them together. I'll sit in your right quarters. Whatever you need, just point me in the right direction. And he flashes you this big smile, but he's like missing a couple teeth, and like a few others are like black. And it's not a very attractive smile, to say the least.
Nice teeth. I'm a fan of black. Well, for now, we can do anything else but what we're doing right now, which is nothing.
Abyss, you would also notice there is the bounty hunter's ship, which is not pictured here, but it's just docked like next to the wharf over there, steadily sinking, and you would notice it's sinking faster and faster. If there's anything you want to do there was still some loot on board you could try to reclaim, or you've got Ryomachi here. Last you saw of the tracking team, though, if you're at all interested in that, where I'm pinging on the left side of the beach, you saw them head off with Bob Jones that way, which also was the way you guys came up when you first got here.
So I can't attack the townspeople or anything like that, I'm guessing?
You can't attack them. I mean, you do you. There are some townsfolk here. You would recognize Rhea over by her juice stall, and Carver is standing by the docks, kind of tending to a bucket of chum. And then you would also see over here Mayor Belvedere strolling over slowly but fiercely with his cane.
It doesn't seem like enough people to have fun. I'm just going to go towards the bandit ship that's sinking. Bounty hunter ship.
Okay. So on board are a lot of it was already gathered by Arthur, but there's still some like basic stuff. They've got some ship weaponry as well as some basic shipbuilding parts on board that could be of some help. You guys did take a hit on the belly boat last time, so the side of your ship did take a little bit of damage. Maybe some of that would be useful to you potentially, or like I said, there's some armaments left as well.
How much of that can I carry?
Yeah, it might take like a little bit of time because like the cannon itself, I would say, is too heavy for you to move on your own. The shipbuilding parts could be like, they're probably worth like one trip. It's like a heavy haul, but you could do that in one. The cannonballs you might have to split in two. There are like rations. I'll have you roll a 1d6 plus your strength for those to see how much you can haul just to in time. And then that's about what was left on the bounty hunter's ship that would be useful to you all that you notice after you get over there.
My strength is 2.
Okay. That's pretty perfect. So you're able to organize all those rations together, actually into one box, and you're able to just get those over in one move. There's even there's even a little cask of artisan ale in there. Pretty delicious stuff. Good find.
I'm gonna stay on the sinking ship and just drink the ale while it sinks.
Nice, nice. So as you drink it, it tastes absolutely delicious, and it's really dark and hearty. So I'm not sure what Abyss's drinking preferences are. Maybe it's
No. I just don't wear my vest out here.
Yo, Cody.
yo, what's up, bro? Welcome in, welcome in. Is that him talking? I cannot hear you. That's him.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay. Word, word, word. It sounded like it. That was so weird. It sounded like the cadence of a reply, but just like through a filter. I was like, what? No, no, no. You're all see the chat now. My bad. Welcome in. Good to see you, bro. Back to what I was saying though, Abyss. I don't know what your preferences are on ale, but it's like dark and hearty as you drink it, and you feel a good little buzz come on as yeah, water starts to creep into the floor you're on.
Even if the water starts creeping in, I still start drinking the ale, and I wait for the water to reach up to my neck.
Yeah, it pulls up to your neck, and you're have you I guess maybe you're feeling seawater. Well, I guess maybe not. You would have felt it in that storm as you guys were washed up, but at least now it's a little more willing and willful around you.
I go on some underwater escapades with the ship.
Right, as the ship fully sinks, it pulls you down with it. And you are down there with all of the now waterlogged rations, the cannon and all of its cannonballs sunk, and like as it hits the floor of the ocean just below, with like honestly a little bit of the deck and mast are still poking out of the sea, where it has sunk, being so close to the beach. But yeah, you just look around at this underwater ship now. It looks so different through this kind of like bluish haze, I suppose you could say. And I don't know exactly how your take would be to this, if Abyss is expecting this or not, as he is able to just look around and enjoy as the drunkenness from the ale kicks in.
I don't know how my breathing works in this. Whatsoever.
So you find that here in this dark cabin underneath the deck, now underneath the water as well, you just find that there's no really need for worry about it. You can't really explain it, but you're surprised maybe to find that there's no worry. You're fine.
At that point, Abyss starts singing "Under the Sea."
There's a little as you sing the whole song. I forget exactly how it goes, but you get to the first chorus, and a little red crab crawls out of a little crack in the corner of the wall, and it just stares at you with those eye stalks. They like blink and come up and down, and it's like lightly snapping its jaws along to the beat as you sing along. And when you finish the song, it actually creeps back and leaves the way it came.
Yeah, I think Abyss is just going to be chilling under the ocean and making friends with the fish and crabs.
Okay. Are you going to like wait there in the sunken ship now for them to come to you like that one crab did, or are you going to go seek them out?
I had to think about that. I'd probably swim around, I guess, and just be like playing my instrument. I think I have a flute. I don't think it would work in water, but I'll try.
Yeah, I that one as you give it a shot. I'm gonna say if you want, you could roll an insight for me. Incredible. Wow. So, I mean, knowing what you know about your flute, and how flutes have worked across history, you would expect bubbles to come out of it as you go to play it. Um, but as you do, like nothing happens. No bubbles come out. You feel the exertion of like trying to blow air through it to play it, but um, it's a rather muted but interesting reaction you were not expecting. Just what your better instincts would have told you.
Is it possible for me to construct stuff out of shadows? Example would be like, remember when I took the shadow from the apple and like the apple started rotting? Could I take the shadow of the flute and then play that flute?
Let me double check one thing. So you do have something a little more like what you're talking about, but you haven't gotten to that level yet. To do what you're saying there with that flute. So unfortunately, not really yet, but give it give it a shot. If you will please kind of different, but do a Constitution save as you attempt to pull this shadow essence out to it and be able to play a shadow flute. So on an 18, that's really interesting. That's pretty good for this roll. This roll was tough, though, I will say. But on that 8, while you're not able to pull the shadow essence and play it effortlessly, you do pull a shadow essence from it. And in your left hand, you hold the real flute, and in your right hand, you hold this new shadow flute. And as you put it up to your lips to play it, before you can like even try to play it, it lets out a melody of Under the Sea, just a brief like one measure of the melody of the chorus, we'll say. And then it dissipates. Anything else you want to do down here in this ship, or you're out on the sand past the ship now, actually, correct?
So pretty much.
Cool, cool. If you want to throw your token back down there on like the sea on the right, feel free.
You want me to put my token where?
Like if you want to put it down thereabouts on the right beside the belly boat, somewhere in that region.
Did the map change?
No, we should all still be on this same map.
Oh, my token.
It deleted your token because you went over to the bounty hunter's ship where it is like essentially just off map, not pictured.
Okay. All right. So after that happened, I'm gonna continue going and walk around, be like, hello, under like shells and between rocks. Like I'm just gonna keep doing this for hours, to be honest. So there's no like special oddity to it. This is me having an underfloor sea extravaganza for like fun.
Very nice. All right. As Abyss gets to that, playing in the long shadows, drawn underneath the ocean, now cast by the docks. As we zoom out, we do see that Mayor Belvedere comes up toward the belly boat, and he
For a second, I thought that was just me. Then
Yes, he raised his cane in anger as we zoom out and move back to the jungle clearing at the top of the initiative order. Kiryu, you're up. What are you doing now that these harpies have joined the fray?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at it. The harpy right in front of me. Well, shit.
Oh my goodness. Roll for damage real quick, and then I'll tell you what that all does. As you swing your gun sword around to, you said you're gonna fire it at this one right here closest to you, correct?
Yeah.
As you do, you accidentally pull the trigger a little too soon. And this one right here next to you, who had taken some damage from you already last time, but was still tolerably on his feet, is going to take that 3 damage instead. And he scatters a little bit over here away from you and snarls at you with the fiercest growl. Despite that, he still stares up at the harpy, focused on this strange predatory bird. That brings us to Seed, who rolled a 21 as he joined the initiative at the very end of last session. Suiryu, Seed is awaiting your command as he looks at the vast crowd around Kiryu, as well as the baboon and harpy closest to you.
Oh yeah, my internet crashed for a second. What happened? He backed away and...
Yeah, you accidentally gave that damage to him since you crit failed on the attack roll. And he snarled at you incredibly fiercely, but his focus remained on the harpy.
Well, guys, may leave me some place. When I shoot there, everyone is not safe.
Yeah. Let's see. For the most part, I'm gonna just order him to come near me and defend me.
Okay. Seed is going to move up here, kind of alongside like the baboon, as well as in front of you, Suiryu, and that'll kind of be where he is stanced up for the moment. If that's all you've got for him, that brings us to your turn proper, Suiryu.
Quick question, and maybe just to learn, what size is Seed? Like, is he medium or is he large?
I mean, I
Like,
picture him as
as a
pretty
creature.
large, probably.
Oh, no,
Like,
as a category, because if he's large, he's technically 2x2. That's why I've always been like scratching my head sometimes.
I don't think he's quite that large. I don't think on his hind legs he's bigger than you, but on his forward legs, I don't think he's taller than you.
So that means he's a medium creature then. So he's not a large creature.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool pins. I just want to know. But yeah, that'll be it for him, I'm guessing.
And for Suiryu himself,
Him, myself, and I. Let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and prepare a attack when a bloody thing decides it wants to get within my reach. I will not smack the other monkey beside me.
Wait, so you're just gonna hold your action, you said?
Yep. Hold it for when a creature gets within blade reach to attack.
Okay, word. Then before we get right to this baboon here, the foliage rustles here about where Seed emerged, and clad in dirty, torn Doskoi merchandise, Bob Jones bursts from the foliage, panting, and he kind of wears this victorious grin on his face as he comes out. But as he surveys the scene and sees all of these wild animals locked in combat with you guys, his face falls and he goes, "Oh no!" Very distraught, Bob Jones has joined the fray.
Bob Jones. Mitter Bob Jones.
Rolling incredibly there, but he is just going to come out and freak out for this turn. He's not going to go ahead and get an active turn, bringing us back to this baboon here on your directly to your right, Kiryu. He launches himself in front of you and then up at the harpy just 10 feet off the ground. He takes a little leap easily enough on his strong legs. That does not hit. The harpy flutters its wings extra hard and flaps like 10 feet higher easily in like a half a second. And the baboon shrieks and lunges its arms as if to grab the harpy, but it only opens on air and it lands over here. Kiryu, this one behind you is going to take a couple tentative steps toward this one over here, this harpy, but it's not going to do much else this turn. That harpy, though, that it's just now advancing on, is going to act on that. It takes that advance as a bit of a threat and swoops toward the baboon. Oh, critical damage as it bears its talons, and on its right set of talons, it slashes across this baboon's face, which this baboon was also a little bit injured, but still mostly doing all right. This is going to be a pretty rough attack, though, on that critical. Since it is critical, yeah, that will be both talons. It rakes them across the baboon's face for a pretty devastating 21 damage. That's crazy. The baboon shrieks as its eyes on its hands clutch its face as it kind of stumbles backward. The harpy lets it, and the harpy actually flutters away a couple feet as well. On that, the foliage rustles again where Seed and Bob Jones have just burst from. Leadbelly, if you want to drag your token out there alongside Bob and roll up for initiative, but no matter what you roll, I'm going to go ahead and give you your turn here. So if it's higher, no worries. If it's lower, nice. If it's lower, we'll just skip you once it actually comes to you. But go ahead and place yourself up and take your full turn as you will here, as you emerge on this growing scene of battle between bird
Yeah.
and beast and your crewmates.
I'm gonna use my interaction to yell at Suiryu and say, "Are we fighting the monkeys or the birds?"
The monkeys.
Looks like the birds at the
Oh,
moment.
let's see. No, the birds.
I was about to say, you better
Yeah.
throw the guys you want to be friends with right to the wind, my dude.
No, the monkeys are our friends.
The monkeys are our friends. Okay.
The temporary associates against the common cause.
Future friends.
So if I hurt
Uh-huh.
them on accident, is that okay?
Probably
Yeah.
not.
I already did.
You already did? Cool. And then Leadbelly's gonna yell out, knees, and then cast Rebel Yell right here. Flower Rebel Yell right here.
Oh my word.
That will hit all three of these beings in my little circle. If they fail the Constitution save.
For sure. Let's see. We'll run it for that harpy first.
Damn.
Pretty incredible. The harpy hears it and kind of shrieks and flaps a little bit away and turns its back to this display. Baboons.
Oh, they both took the brunt of
The
it.
baboons are at its mercy, and they are going to take that full damage. That harpy's only going to take half at 5 rounded up.
Hell yeah. And then I'm going to use my movement to get ahead of Bob here and go right here near Suiryu. That was exactly 30 feet. Let me check. Yes, sir. And then I will end my turn. Oh, wait, I have to flavor this a little bit. When I did Rebel Yell, by the way, a head grew out of the ground, like my head, with like little arms swaying from side. Think of Baby Groot dancing at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy. And was doing the knees.
I love it. I love it. Very nice entrance as you burst onto the scene here in full regalia. That one of the baboons that you just injured is up next, and it where that attack really came from, it certainly isn't able to register that it just came from you. But it has seen some funny tricks come from this human that it was originally battling. And by its estimation, this human does not want to play fair against the harpies now and then continue their fight. So this baboon, Kiryu, launches at you and shrieks with a baboon bash, one of its clobbered fists directed right at your skull. I don't think that connects, so
Yeah, it doesn't hit. Yeah.
it misses. Kiryu, we'll say you clock it just in time and barely duck to the side at that very close call. You feel it brush your hair aside, that hard fist. That brings us to the rather injured one, the one that you left the most injured from last time. And it is not doing so well. It to back up a little bit, just a few feet, kind of getting as far away from all the harpies as possible. But Kiryu, that would activate an opportunity attack from you. If you want to take it, you can.
I won't.
Kiki likes the monkeys.
Yeah.
Right. That brings us to Harpy pretty much right in front of you, Kiryu, and it kind of considers both of the baboons. It looks pretty visually from either one to either one, the one that attacked you and the one that attacked it. And it then lasers its eyes upon you and turns. And since it's high up in the air, it doesn't activate opportunity from the baboon on the ground over here as it flies toward you and sends its beak right at your face. Wow. I know that doesn't hit. It vastly underestimates its attack and its peck. That you do see that beak is sharp and deadly, but you're able to step aside once, as well as the bird having poor aim, sending it just flying past you by a good 5 feet. It'll end up over there, bringing us here. Except on this turn, there's more rustling from the foliage where everybody has been emerging so far, as the next in line, Tile, comes bursting out, his pistol already armed and at action. He's not going to get a turn this round, but he does cry out, "Fear not, boys, the cavalry's here," as he hoists his weapon high. I'm going to go ahead and add his initiative in a second as we come to the next harpy up. And this harpy is not going to make a move, but it flutters about and cranes its neck back and gives out this awful scream from the deepest part of its throat that reverberates and hurts everybody's ears, not so much to roll any damage or anything, but it is a just awful cry to behold. Okay, not bad. So with that shrill cry, it sounds out. You guys hear it echo around the jungle, and all of a sudden, bursting from the essentially opposite side of the clearing, another harpy joins the fray. I'll also roll their initiative in a second. Leadbelly, like I said, your turn was already taken this round, so
Yes.
that brings us to the last battle, to Suiryu, who just hearing that shrill cry is going to make its own shrill cry in response and launch itself at the harpy. Again, for opportunity attack, Suiryu, I'm catching the vibe. You're not that, but if you want to, just call it out. Otherwise,
Was that?
I'm saying you can call out your opportunity attack if you wanted to hit this baboon, but otherwise it's going to grapple the harpy successfully if you let it.
Nah. No, I don't care to attack it.
Very nice. Okay. The baboon leaps at the harpy as it gives its shrill cry, and it is successful in bringing its ally to the field to join in the fray, but the baboon rolls itself and leaps off its back legs onto the harpy. Gonna throw out that deck save.
Oof.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It'll still roll a little bit of damage since it's a completely successful hit. The baboon clips its wings, but the harpy actually shrieks in pain at the blow, but then tucks them in tight against its body. They both fall, the baboon a little faster, and it lets go. The harpy slips out of its grasp, and the harpy then spreads its wings and flutters back safely out of grasp. However, still taking 6 damage.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Sorry, wrestling with roll 20, guys. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you're good. Mhm.
Okay, at top of initiative, we've got, surprisingly enough, Bob Jones, who, I'm not going to lie, he is not going to do much, guys. He is an athlete, not a fighter. And as he sees another of these Harpies come out, he gives a shriek. And he just kind of quivers by Tyle's side and says, "Help me, friend. I'm not meant for this kind of jungle training." Kiryu, that swings us around back to you.
And yeah, I'm gonna look at the baboon and say that we have a common enemy here. Why attack me? And I'm gonna try to grab his hand and throw him over the shoulder towards the harpy.
Oh, wow. I'll call that a strength from you contested by a dexterity from the baboon.
All right. 23.
The baboon growls at your words, angry beyond belief. I mean, you wouldn't maybe realize this unless you want to roll insight, animal handling, or something to see yourself. But in its mind, are a dirty player. It has misunderstood some stuff of the fight, of course, but it's distracted in its anger, and you are able to grab it by the wrist and haul it toward the harpy.
My man just manhandled a monkey.
Don't put it like that.
Manhandle the monkey.
Let me start with a flat d20 from you, Josh.
All right.
Okay, so at your 23 strength haul, you do haul it over your shoulder, and it fails to slip out of your grasp, so you're able to do that and chuck it right at the harpy. It does collide with the harpy, but the harpy kind of just gives out a little gruff shriek, I guess, and flutters its wings back, kind of saving itself from the blow as the baboon falls back to the earth with a grunt on its face. Anything else from your turn?
Yeah. Did that take my action? That interaction?
Yeah, that would have been your action. You got bonus action, or you kind of interacted with that baboon, but if you wanted to do another interaction, I'll let you.
Yeah, I don't. I was asking if I can do another action, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm gonna use let's see, a second wind. Okay.
Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. So go ahead and take back 11.
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Right on. Okay, Suiryu, kind of back to you as we get to Seed. Do you have any orders for your loyal direwolf, or just kind of still
Get the
remain
bird.
here on guard? Get the bird. Get the bird. Okay.
Bird. Give me my chicken.
Anything in particular, or just send it?
Just send it.
It's
Release-
gonna
Release
kind
the
of mimic
hounds.
the baboon's grapple attempt as it just sends off. It tears as you give it the go ahead. It seems to reach almost an unbelievable speed in just that short distance and tosses itself at the bird in midair. That connects, and with Seed, Seed is able to bite into the harpy on his grapple and shoring it, and it tumbles down to earth, dealing that 9 damage to the harpy and bringing it down kind of powerlessly all of a sudden to the earth.
You can do that as a reaction, by the way. So you can still attack if you want.
You told him to get the bird, and he got the bird. If you want it, if you had any other orders for him, call him out. But that would be his full
Okay.
action. And
I can't wait
don't
for the day
think
I
he
tell
has-
him to fetch me those souls.
Oh my goodness. But that's still you, Suiryu, for your turn proper. If you've got anything else that Suiryu was going to do.
Think I will spend. I'm coming up next, right? As part of my reaction for my turn starts, I'm gonna tell him to thrash. To thrash the creature.
So you're telling Seed to thrash? Seed has already grappled. The
No,
chance to
thrash
thrash.
is something else, and no. It's on hit of a melee attack, what you did.
Oh, you're adding it to it. That's right. That's right.
So it has to make a deck save. Which you'll probably make just fine. I know, actually.
No, it doesn't. Not even close. It tries,
On
but
success,
that's
the target will be almost fully incapacitated on the next turn until next turn, rendering them unable to move and susceptible to attacks on advantage.
yeah, exactly. I was going to say that bite.
Also
that,
takes D12 damage too. It's
yeah,
that
yeah.
part.
That's intense. That bite that Seed has got on him. It's we'll call it right on like the shoulder of its wing, the back wing when you grill him up, and he just clamps that jaw down extra hard.
D12 damage 3, so total damage.
Well, not bad. Still adds a little bit more on top.
Alright. I take it Monkey's probably gonna hit me, but I'm fine with that. Move over here and smack Burb.
Woo!
That's kind of crazy. Are you going to play it again? Oh wow. Okay. Well, you slash down at it. It's a great slash. And even though the harpy is fully incapacitated after calling its buddy there, it is still writhing against Seed's grip as best as it can, and grimacing and shrieking at your induced slash damage. Now, very nice, very nice. Is there anything else Suiryu is going to toss out for this turn?
He said past being talked to in a
Word, yeah,
IRL.
yeah. Then that'll bring us to this baboon up here, the valiant fighter against the harpy. He is still locked in on the same one. Very easily can get over here. He's going to reach up and basic scratch out at the harpy, which he kind of lazily reaches out at it, kind of stands on tiptoe for it, but it's not close enough to get to that harpy. The next one, the very injured one facing off against this one on its own, will actually turn and kind of back away with its friend over here. But that same harpy is not going to let up. Oof, pretty bad. It'll fly kind of past on this peck charge again, but as it swings down with its beak at the ready, it swoops in between the two baboons. It doesn't even hit either of them, and comes to flutter here behind them directly. And after that, there's another round of rustling in the vegetation over here.
Who could it be?
Tyokanis is going to burst out, and he's panting. He is heavily sweating as he comes to a stop there beside Tile. He leans on his knees and he just like stares at the ground, sucking in air like, jungle is terrible for my lungs. He's going to need a second to recoup, so I'm not going to enter him into initiative just yet, but he has arrived. Leadbelly, as you look over there, it would be pretty prescient in your mind that he's not exactly who you were expecting to burst out next, but he is, and he's here now as we come along to this baboon here is going to keep it up against this this very same harpy. A baboon bash with that hard fist just connects with air as he too stands on tiptoes. Hits nothing. This guy here is going to step up for his injured friend. He's going to do kind of the same, a scratch. That one connects. He'll be able to reach into like the stomach of the bird, and he digs his hand deep into its feathers and rips down, successfully hitting that harpy for 5 damage.
Oh.
Pretty good. The harpy kind of is buffeted a second in midair. It rebalances itself and cries out. This next harpy, this new one that has just entered the fray. That is right, is just able to get over here to Leadbelly. However,
let's go.
in doing so, the direct path would require him to fall within Kiryu's range. So as this harpy is swooping by Kiryu, do you want to try an opportunity
Yeah.
attack? Okay. You see this harpy, we'll even say, oh my goodness. As you see this harpy flying, at the very first you think it's flying right toward you, but then you realize its trajectory is going to go past you toward your captain, and you ready yourself. It's going to come just within range of you. Unfortunately, that slash is going to take the cake, and it's unfortunately going to negate those attacks as you put it around. Your gun sword swings into open air, and the harpy flies past unharmed. The harpy comes down at you, Leadbelly, with a talon slash that as it spreads its wide wings out, coming to a sudden halt in front of you, you see those sharp claws reach out toward you, both of them. And you duck down all the way and see them just grab into open air where your head had just been.
Oh no. That was close.
This harpy this harpy over here is going to peck at this guy next to him to a miss. Nothing happens there. This harpy here is incapacitated still, so it is unable to do anything. It's still freaking out from all this damage it's taking. Still is up and in the fight, though, not making death saves or anything. Leadbelly, back to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out Irene to see if she'll sing a sweet, sweet song for me. Does a 15 hit?
Ooh, just barely, just barely. Roll for damage. I assume you're hitting this guy right in front of you.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna because I assume he's right above my head, and I am 9 feet tall, so I think my reach will get him. But I just kind of nick him in the belly.
Yeah, they flutter at 10 feet off the ground. So
I'm
yeah, it's
eye
just
level with
barely
them with their
taller than you.
feet.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Well, heck yeah. And then with
You
my
stab out and you pierce it in the wing, we'll say, but it's kind of through just a sinewy part of the wing. Just a little damage.
60 feet of me. Yeah, and then I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration to inspire Mr. Kiki, Mr. Suiryu. And I'm going to sing a song to him about how my crewmate ran away without leaving a word.
But he did leave you a word. You feel
Yeah,
Yeah.
look,
he did leave you
Leadbelly
a note.
looked at the note. That doesn't mean he knows how to read it, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, that'll be my full turn.
Okay. Tile, for his first round of initiated combat, he will have noticed that death dive from the harpy toward Leadbelly. And he is going to, he's already got his pistol at the ready. He'll take aim there at that harpy. He fires it pretty unsuccessfully. It just wanders off, slightly to the left, and he says, "Fear not, I'm only getting warmed up, and I'm going to hit every one of these harpies before they call for more help." Take a few steps forward. We'll come up here to kind of join up with you there, Leadbelly.
Oh, hell yeah. Did you roll for him? Because if so, we didn't see it on the Roll20.
My bad. It was it was that public GM thing again. It was on public, but it did roll GM. He rolled a 9 to attack, so
Oh yeah,
it
I
did not
believed
connect
you
with the
completely.
Harpy's
You're the
AC.
DM, my man. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that it was like hidden.
Thank you. Yeah, call that out because I noticed this game. I never noticed that on when I'm playing with Scarlet Pirates, but the GM public
Root two
roll
solos.
thing, it doesn't. Root 2 does solo. But yeah, thank you for the call out, for looking
Hey,
out.
no problem, buddy.
This baboon over here with Suiryu and Seed is just going to stare down at this disadvantaged harpy with just freaking out, kind of looks like it's hanging on as its new sword wound bleeds. And this baboon kind of savagely bashes down. Just barely hitting, thanks to advantage. And he clobbers the harpy kind of savagely in the face. The harpy goes limp. That harpy is down and out with a broken face.
Nice.
The baboon kind of shrieks now and then turns and kind of saunters forward, takes a few steps of movement this way, and starts looking between this harpy here and this one here, ending its turn. Back here at the top of the round with Bob, he's just unsure what to do. He comes over here beside Ty O'Connors, who is still catching his breath. He goes, Ty, hey man, I'm gonna stick by you. You know, you don't seem like the best runner in the group, but that's okay. We help each other out. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I run, you fight, and protect my face from vicious harpies. How does that sound? And Ty just looks at him with a face covered with sweat, and he can barely talk at the moment. He goes, wait a minute. That'll just end his turn. He's not going to do too much of help here for you, if you guys haven't realized that by now. Kiryu, your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna grow a few more pairs of eyes on my face to get a good shot, a dead-eye shot on this harpy.
Very nice, very nice. Which one did you say? Sorry, I had a sheet
This
open.
one.
Okay, nice. Yeah, run that.
And I'm gonna say, seems like tonight's menu is chicken fried.
Let's go.
Yeah, a 21 is an easy hit. Yeah, roll for damage for us. 4?
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty good. We'll say that one plunges through the sinewy part of its wing well, but it still cries out, and its flutter is slightly affected. You can tell from that hole you just made in its wing. Pretty good. Anything else from you?
No, that was it.
Alrighty. Seed and Suiryu, starting off with Seed. You guys have downed this harpy. It is dead. The baboon killed it dead. Absolutely. What are you guys up to next?
Discord is being all kind of special today. Anyway, yeah. Let's go ahead and have Suiryu proceed to go ahead and attack this one, or Seed, in the same manner as the other one.
Cool. Seed will charge
Their
forward
souls.
rather easily. We'll go ahead and kind of do the same. This time, Seed leaps up, mouth first, and bites out at the harpy's talon. That connects at a 16. That does connect. It wraps around the part just above its actual feet, and the harpy cries out. Oh, death roll.
Let's go,
Devastating.
dude. Seed's like an alligator.
The heartbeat.
Death roll.
For real, yes. We'll even say Seed is like latched on to the harpy's leg as it dangles there, kind of in midair a moment as the harpy tries to flap away and get Seed off of its leg. Seed does drop down eventually and stands on the ground growling. Unless you wanted to run Thrash again, that is
Yeah,
an
let's run
option for you,
Thrash.
Suiryu.
Screw
You're
it.
gonna do
Let's
that
do a
again?
react.
Okay.
For no reaction, I could do a deck save and thrash it. Nope, it is
Terrible.
incapacitated.
Terrible. Does not work. Instead of dropping down, Suiryu drags the harpy out of the air almost. It looks kind of crazy to behold as the harpy seems to float in slow motion down, fought against by the buffeting of its wings. And finally, Suiryu pries the harpy down underneath its legs and holds it on the ground. I'll roll that 1d12.
Ooh.
That one adding a little more. That is actually really funny. That brings us to kind of the same situation as the first harpy. It's still up, it's not downed or anything or dead, but it's freaking out, highly bloody, and now like pinned down at an awkward angle by Seed with this leg in its mouth and its wings pinned by his rear legs. That will bring us to Siryu's turn proper.
Go ahead and go and do similar. So go over here. Pass that way. And smack it.
Yeah, I mean, that hits. Are you doing flat of the blade or is this a kill shot?
I want chicken for dinner.
Alrighty. You can roll for damage for fun, just to see what you do exactly, if you like.
For the most
Okay,
part.
you cut its head
I-
off cleanly. You give it a merciful death, a little bit more merciful, you would say, than the baboon just bare fisting the other one's face. So nice, very, very kind of you. Another harpy is down and out, you guys.
Let's go.
Cut the head off a chicken.
Anything else from Siryu's turn?
Nah, that'll be it.
Brings us back to the baboons. That this one right by you is the very injured one. It's going to back away, just back away from you humans, kind of stay with its buddy here in between him and the others. This one over here is going to run its scratch again, just trying to bring this harpy down. That was not meant to be an advantage. Wouldn't hit either way. This one here next to Seed is going to growl at the dire wolf and bare its fangs at him. He's a little too intimidated to move, but he flexes his muscles at the dire wolf. Then this other baboon over here fighting the harpy will do kind of the same. Scratch up there. That one connects. That one connects with that harpy. Where his friend missed, his hand enters and rips out a handful of feathers. The harpy cries out, taking that 7 damage. We come back to the harpy that just attacked Leadbelly. And it unfortunately is going to crane its neck back and give out another shrill cry, which echoes throughout the forest. Hear it all around. Leadbelly, you no damage again, of course, but it hurts your ears. You clap your hands to your ears a moment, being so close to it. Oh no. Okay. It seems as if, though, as its cry kind of echoes out, the the clearing edge where the vegetation picks back up, it does not stir. Seems like it might have been a fail. That brings us to Ty, as he is finally back up to snuff. He stands up to full height, still panting a little bit, and he cracks his neck this way and that. He looks at Bob next to him, and he goes, "Look, go find somebody else to protect you, okay? It's not going to be me, bud." He's going to charge over here. Harpy that just cried out. And he leaps and is able to send just a fist toward it. Wow.
Oof.
But he is still exhausted, you guys. He's still exhausted, and as it seems for a moment, he's back on his feet, ready to help in the fight. He is in midair, and his face falters. It's so hot. And he falls face first into the ground. I'll be generous with him. He has really put up an effort going through this very heavily land-based terrain. Double threes. He's going to take that 6 damage as he collides face first into the ground, and just says from there, "Give me just one moment. I'm not usually like this." And he kind of like gags on the ground like he's going to throw up.
Okay, buddy.
Brings us back to this harpy over here holding its own. A talon slash at the baboon in front of him, up above, essentially. Oops. Only rolling that 12. My mouse's double click is off the chains. Pretty good damage to him, but that baboon is actually still up. He huffs and puffs. He's bloodied and weak from that talon slash, which raked across his chest. But yeah, very rough shape at the moment. That harpy is dead, which brings us back to Leadbelly.
Irene, sing me another sweet song. 17, let's go.
Hey, very
With a
nice. Wow,
7.
very nice. That one connects a little more cleanly as you pierce into its abdomen, and the harpy cry is this shrill shriek, but it is still fluttering okay. When you pull your rapier out, it does bleed onto the ground a little bit, though. Good hit.
Hell yeah. While my rapier's still inside it before I pull it out, I look at it and I'm like, my crew is going to eat you and your friends tonight for dinner. I want you to know this. And then when I pull it out, I'm like, have solace in the fact that your body will not go to waste. And then I end my turn. Yeah, we're gonna consume these guys.
Yeah, dinner is served. You guys have been showered in food. Like the rations that have sunk to the sea now are like no consequence. You guys have like oarfish. You've got River's food, which is kind of bad. It gave Mitch a stomach ache. And now you've got a bunch of harpies. Very nice.
And if we get too hungry, we've got Rivers.
Oh, wow.
Hey, no.
This ain't your daddy's One Piece, Captain.
Yeah. Listen, I've been through it. Okay, that's my turn. Yeah.
Very nice, very good hit. That'll bring us to Tile, who holsters his pistol as that's been unsuccessful and brings his spear out with a charge. toward the harpy, jutting it up into the air. Wow. What is that, Tile? You're supposed to be the master of the jungle, my dude. He thrusts his spear up into the air, and it flies out of his hands on accident. And let me roll a 1d8 real quick. Double click, we're going with the 7. Oh my goodness. The spear launches past the harpy. It does not hit the harpy, and it arcs there and comes back down. And on this crit fail, it's pretty crazy looking, honestly. As it sails down. Oh no! It sails down and hits this baboon right here for just the amount. My goodness. Delayed double click now too. We're going with the 8 damage, which just barely kills the as it sinks through its chest. And yeah, that was grisly. Tile actually shudders and looks at the other baboons, who all look at him with pure murder in their eyes. That'll end his turn. That baboon right there will then go ahead and move for Tile. Does not hit with his AC though, and that brings us back to the top of the round with Bob, who is going to move over here kind of as far from the action as possible, not wanting to creep any closer. And he holds his ears from the shrill cry of the harpy. And suddenly he hears some heavy rustling behind him. He turns and gives a cry as he looks into this patch of dense wood and backs up with the last of his movement. And he starts stammering out a but he doesn't get anything coherent out. Kiryu, back to you.
All right. So I'm gonna go right next to this harpy and do my attacks. Yeah, without advantage.
So 8 on that slash does not hit, but does. You will say you slash out, and the harpy is just a little too high. It cuts a little bit of a feather off, maybe, but the shot definitely hits for that 7. Not bad.
And that's my turn.
Suiryu, you know the drill. Seeds up first.
Always.
So good doggy.
Same to that one. Rinse and repeat seems to be highly effective at this point.
You're gonna run that. You're gonna run the bite or grapple.
How high is it?
They flutter about 10 feet off the ground with
I do bite.
with seeds and 8 jump distance. It's no problem for him to reach with either of those.
I'll do bite.
Plus, I think Mikey said when I slashed it last time, it kind of like dropped a few feet.
It fluttered. It's still at about 10 feet, and it's
Okay,
flying weakly. But yeah. I mean, like, it's putting in more effort visibly from that.
Yeah.
That 17 does hit.
I will use my reaction to do thrash once more.
Okay, nice. That is the last of your ferocity points, I will say.
Yep.
Go, Seed. MVP of the crew.
That it meets
Straight
it.
in that road.
Enough damage.
There we go.
Also has to make a deck save.
Dude, there's no way. Dude, this. If
Holy
this happens,
damn it. Like, holy shit. See, don't play around.
No.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
third verse, same as the first. That was entirely up
Bro,
to
that's
the
the
dice.
third verse,
as-
same as the second verse.
Sure. No, I mean that's the third harpy Seed has done that to now, and well placed
succeeded.
thrashes. Very, very nice. He deals a whopping 20 damage to this harpy, brings him down out of the air, and holds him to the ground. That will be the end of Seed's turn. Suiryu proper.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and move over here myself and flank this one particularly, but this one's in the air, right?
That one.
What's that?
That one is in the air still. Yes.
Alright.
Not for long.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna go ahead and I hop up and slash at it. Honestly, considering his start style, he'll probably crouch to the ground and just kind of like do a spinning circle upper. Like you see just about like every sword wielding. Or in this case, I think Link's kind of like Link's up B and Smash, if you ever seen that.
Dude,
spinning
that's
attack,
exactly
but,
what
like,
I was picturing, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, just see what he'd be like, yeah, and jump in.
Fortunately, no sound effects because unfortunately, the man does not speak. But basically, kind of like the same idea. Oh man, which will only result in still one attack this turn. No advantage because I can't flank it because it's 10 feet in the air. So it'll just be a smack. That will probably hit.
Insane. Yeah. Roll for damage.
Yep. 9. I roll
Wow.
minimum.
Good hit. Very good hit. The
rolled
harpy
minimal.
cries out, and it kind of looks over its shoulder at you, still fluttering in the air. This one, at this point, would sink a few feet in the air. Just a couple, though. It's like at about 8 feet in the air now. Very visibly weakened, very bloodied. Good hit.
Eh.
Anything else on your turn, or does that do it?
Oh, that'll do it.
This baboon here is going to creep over here, very upset about the death of its friend, with the spear through its chest, kind of embedded in the sand, propping him standing up. And he's going to look at Tile with mad vengeance as well, through his one good remaining eye. But as he takes a step forward, there's a huge boom now from this area over here. His turn will end prematurely, as actually all of your focus would be drawn that way to see.
Congratulations, Harpies. Now we fight a fucking dragon.
I hope not. I have one spell slot left.
Not supposed to be that small.
Oh, it's back.
The boar! The boar!
King Boar prowls and breaks through the vegetation, its eyes glowering at Bob Jones in particular right in front of him, and its battle wounds ever evident all over its body, at its shoulders, on its face. It bears many scars from over the years, but some of them are quite fresh. And Tile is actually speechless for this, but Leadbelly, you're close enough and just perceptive enough to notice he has some reaction as his eyes go wide inside his visor.
Do
The
you know
farthest-
that boar that we're about to spit roast? I'm gonna eat that.
Do
pig.
I know it? Also, pause. But yes, do I know it? Before he can tell too much about that to Leadbelly, those farthest King Boar's arrival, the animals in particular, this baboon is not interested in the King Boar, as it is Going to cry out. Give another scratch. No hit. Second baboon is kind of going to do the same deal. Even at 8 feet off the ground, it's high for their hands to reach, and it has just enough strength to flap out of their reach. This one closest to you all is incapacitated this turn, so nothing from him. Ty is not interested in that incapacitated harpy. He's going to stride over here beside Tile and go, "Good God, I've never seen a boar like that. Even the sea boars from my home, they're nothing like that. What on earth do you call it?" And Tile will say, "I call it the jungle."
You in the
I call
jungle,
it dinner.
baby? Yeah, dinner. That's what I'm talking about.
cook
Beef
is
and
there.
chicken.
Beef and chicken. God, now you're making me hungry.
That's pork, my guy.
I don't know, all that red meat, I'm pretty sure that's a whole beef.
Whole beef. The harpy over here with you guys, Kiryu and Suiryu, is going to crane its neck back and in its dying throes give out a shrill cry. Which once again. Oh wow. Okay,
Ooh.
we're on the opposite side of the spectrum now. As it does that, I'm gonna let that
Before
brew
it
a little
can do
bit.
that, I'm gonna invoke something. I'm pretty sure I can still invoke.
You can do something to block that? Okay.
Not necessarily. I can do it before it does that as a part of the reaction. Which specifically means the one that I have general, I think I can do.
I don't like that. I don't like that 15 initiative from the king boar.
Oh no. No, I can't. It takes a ferocity point. Go ahead.
All
I
right.
guess we just get more chicken on the battlefield.
We're gonna let that cook for a second. It did roll that 4, which is pretty big. Leadbelly, on to you, brother. What are you doing?
I get advantage on this harpy in front of me, right? Because it's...
You do. It is totally grappled and incapacitated by seed.
Okay, I'm going to swing Irene one more time.
Roll
Damn!
advantage. Yep.
Wow.
I did.
Unfortunately, just barely doesn't. We'll say that seed kind of has to wrestle with the heart, so pulls it just ever so slightly out of your point of contact.
That's fair. I think that will be all I can do this turn then.
Back to Tile,
Sadly.
he has forgotten. Yeah, sorry about that. Those
No, it's
damn
okay.
dice, I swear.
All right.
Tile is going to leave the harpy behind, though, and he's actually going to pull the big elephant gun that he wears from over his shoulder. And he's going to say to you, Leadbelly, "I'm going to try one thing, and then I'm going to need to set up the perfect shot if it fails." He looks at you and says, "You all might have to play distraction for a second for me to do so. Is that okay?"
Of course. Whatever you need to do. I just want to eat that thing.
I just hate that thing.
Kyle looks at you with kind of a curious look in his eye, and he goes,
Hungry is the man who has not eaten boar.
Exactly. Look, I've been fighting for like 14 hours now. I'm ready to. I'm ready to sit down for a dinner that Susu made. Like.
"I'm so sorry, you guys had to take something real quick."
I know you're good.
Where was I? Tile looks at you with a strange look in his eye, and he goes, "If at all possible, would you allow this boar to dine with us tonight instead?"
If you think you can sway its judgment that way, I mean, go for it.
He gets a little somber now, and he looks back toward the boar and he goes, "Alas, I don't think I can. I'm banking on the goodwill that was already established by a far better man than me." And that's actually going to end his turn. He's not going to make any more moves that turn. We come back to this baboon who, despite that, did not take the opportunity to attack, but hates tile and rounds around you, Leadbelly, completely ignoring. Baboon bash, meat beats. Oh my goodness. Tile has just said this to you, and all of a sudden this baboon shrieks. Double click, just 4, but thank goodness he has that beetle carapace helmet. The fist slams into the side of his head, and he doubles over slightly. He takes a knee and hits the ground as he takes that 4 damage. Top of initiative, Bob keeps backing up, and he actually trips over the downed baboon there, which I'm also going to say at this point in the fight, that baboon, upon being tripped on, startles awake and glowers and gruffs at everything around him. He looks to his companion here, who looks to him, and they both kind of like nod and huff at each other. And the baboon then also looks at the boar, looks at Bob Dole. That baboon is back in the mix, guys. Kiryu, we are back to your turn, though.
All right, I'm gonna keep attacking that harpy.
Me casually dropping Leadbelly lore in the chat.
That is
That's a 14 hit.
Meets and beats. Both of those hit. Roll for damage on both.
Let's go.
So I know you guys were wanting chicken, but the way that you eviscerate this one, you're gonna have to peck around buckshot for sure. You
Also,
take it
before I
down with
slash-
that slash, and almost superficially you blast it as well at the end, and its body will say actually like flies over here slightly, dead and very bloodied.
Yeah, before I do my attack, I'm gonna say, "Good night, little chicken. It's been a bash."
It's been a bash.
It's been a bash is wild. Let's go.
Very nice,
Not
very
saving
nice.
much from that one.
Anything else from your turn, Brother Josh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards the boar. And now for the second dish. That's my...
Okay, so you walk over there. That's your full turn, you said?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Suiryu, back to you, starting with Seed.
I'll go ahead and whistle to see, and I'll say fetch and keep, and point to Bob, which is an old command to keep somebody else safe, but it is basically pick them up and get them away from their command.
Wait, are you said you're using the aid?
No, fetch and keep. I told C to fetch and keep.
So I will say that would fall under aid, which is Seed's primal exploits, and that would cost ferocity points, which you've used all of those on your thrashes. So he would not super well be able to do something like that at this time.
No, I don't want him to use aid, fetch, and keep. It is a command, a physical command taught to Seed to pick somebody up and get them away from danger. I am not using an ability, it is a command. There is no ability in this. I am telling Seed to go pick him up and get him away from danger.
That is not on your sheet, though. So the closest thing that falls under that on your sheet requires points. That's what I'm saying.
I don't get that entire idea, but okay.
I mean, it's been there agreed on your sheet for 2 levels now, so we can
No, it's not for some
come
act. I just-
together and edit something later.
No,
or
no,
I don't know.
it's something else entirely. It's something else entirely. Something else. It's something else I was trying to do entirely. That's regardless. Whatever. Attack, I guess. Just attack.
Hey, yo.
Awesome. He kills that harpy, and then what is Suiryu gonna do?
Monkeys have a problem with me right now.
I think they only have a problem with tile. Or there's 2 ties, I can't remember.
I'm gonna go down here. I'll perform a double move to this way. Stand in front of it looking at it.
Okay. The next rune is going to. This one is actually just going to, with these harpies neutralized, grapple Seed right in front of him. Just barely outclasses, but Seed is going to need that deck save.
Let's go. Oh, man.
Very nice. Oh, well, nope. Double
Yeah,
click.
I saw the 17 first. I was like, yeah.
Give him advantage.
Only 1 damage there, luckily, but Seed, having grappled and killed that harpy, is now similarly grappled himself by this baboon who shrieks out in fury at the arrival of the king boar. In fact, all the baboons now are kind of howling in unison and pointing at the king boar at each other and kind of just stamping their hands against the ground again. That guy here is just going to creep up a little bit, looking at this group of once enemies, actually, now enemies yet again after that brief turn with the harpies against them. This guy's going to do a little bit of the same. He's going to lash out at Seed with a baboon bash. This will be at advantage since Seed is grappled.
No.
Rough, taking that 8 damage, unfortunately. Seed howls out, kind of fiercely, very angrily at these baboons, but unable to do anything between the lower baboon's angry, hard arms. That brings us to the king boar,
Uh-oh.
who on his first turn has the home turf advantage in the jungle, which allows him 2 complete actions. First, that's pretty perfect.
This is gonna smart. No, it's not.
Oh my god. These rolls and Kingboar. He runs that charge, he stamps his feet and sends himself flying forward, but careens here, kind of off course. He hits this tree and doesn't bring it down, but caves a dent into it as he comes right along here to stand.
What is
Ty
Vykthor
is going to
doing?
watch him the whole time, and my bad, got distracted by something real quick. His second attack, as he comes to the end of that charge, which did not use his movement, he takes a few steps toward you guys, towering over you, and comes to stand here. He'll send a stomp. That does nothing, because that's just what the boar does, apparently. It stomps down menacingly enough, but with no damage done. Ty, as it does so, rather heroically, or maybe stupidly, you could say, just sends a fist thing's shoulder.
Oh, let's
Very
go.
nice. Very, very good. He runs 9 damage up on that guy. And he's also going to use his bonus action to keep up the attack using a spirit point for some flurry of blows, which oof. Those two do collide with the boar as he sends those 3 impacts in, but that first one is the only one that makes the boar shudder. The next 2 collide kind of emptily with no damage dealt. Leadbelly, you're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it's Tile, right? That's his name. The
You got
helmet guy?
Tile in the beetle shell armor, and
Yep.
Ty
Ty is the
O'Connors
fishman.
is the
Yeah.
fishman. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm gonna look at Tile and be like, I leave the board to you. If you need us, just let me know. And I'm gonna run over here to this monkey and swing on him with Irene. Does a 14 hit him? It's not supposed to be with advantage, but the 14's the first roll.
Oh, good. That does meet and beat. So hit him with the damage.
7. And then can I use my interaction on this baboon to intimidate him?
The one that you just hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You run that 7 damage up on him. I'll even say after
damn.
a successful hit, roll me another intimidation. Give me advantage on that, because that was a
Okay, hell
pretty good bit of damage to him.
16.
Okay, that one, the 16 would pass, just barely.
Okay.
Leading
I'm not
to
gonna.
the baboon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do womb on him, but a bunch of mouths are gonna start sprouting out of his face and like towards his ears, and I'm gonna be like, "Get your comrades, leave, leave. The humans will kill you. Leave, leave. Leave the dog alone."
The baboon just kind of shudders, and it'll stay in place there for now. But
Nice.
you do clock a visceral reaction to it. Yeah, if you want to do anything else.
No, just for insult
Bonus
to
action.
injury. I'm also gonna, just for some body horror, while this is all happening on his face, little hands are gonna start growing out of the freshly cut wound as well.
Wait,
Then I end my
what?
turn.
They're gonna grow out of the wound?
Yeah, like imagine like a
Ew.
crack in the wall and then fingers sliding out of it and starting to pull it open a little bit.
Oh my god. I think I
And then
hate that the most. out of
Another
anything that
mouth
Chris
appears
does.
in the middle of the small opening and repeats the same phrases.
Holy.
Yeah, then I end my
Very
turn.
nice. That was a very full turn. I love that.
No.
Back to Tile. He's going to
It's a wonderful day when even the DM goes, I hate everything that what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I know I
body
succeed.
horror.
Yeah, that's how I know I
Oh my
succeeded.
word. Tile is still reeling from that hit the baboon just sent him. So, in order to help carve a path out for him, he's going to just hit the baboon square in the face right back. But the baboon lurches back to no avail. Tile at least stands back up to his full height, and he looks between the boar and the baboon, curses his luck, and runs off this way, provoking 2 different opportunity attacks. I'm going to do a basic strength for the king boar because the attacks are a little weird. Oof.
Oof. Nat 20.
Luckily, just a dirty.
Oh,
but
yeah.
still.
Yeah, it's not glowing green.
Just
Never
a
mind.
dirty.
Yeah, just a dirty one.
At that 2, we'll run it. My bad on that advantage. He would not be able to hit Tile, but the king boar will, and the king boar takes a quick nudge out with one of his tusks that scratches Tile on the back. He gives out a cry as he is bowled forward to the ground, cutting his movement short. And I'm also going to roll 1d8 from that for some damage.
Good thing he
2
has
and
that
2 isn't
armor on.
bad, so yeah, the armor is doing a lot of work for Tile here today. It saves him from a lot of damage as he is back on his hands and knees, though, unfortunately. The reintegrated baboon over here is going to immediately clock Suiryu, who knocked him out the first time, and he charges with a baboon bash at the ready.
Yeah.
15 does not hit, though. Hits open air instead. And then the one next to him is he probably keeps after Tile here, with Tile still on the ground. Gets an advantage. Advantage on that grapple with the crit.
Oh,
Unbelievable. I'm gonna say on that crit, we're just gonna bypass Tile's deck save. This baboon has him fully grappled by, legs around the thighs, arms around the shoulders, just completely pinning him down. All said and done, 11 damage Tile is taking from that as he is also incapacitated. At the top of the round, we did have that harpy with its shrill cry, and there is more rustling from this other corner of the clearing as two more harpies dart
Oh my
out
god.
onto the field. But before we continue, we cut back as evening still descends. The orange of twilight is kind of turning
Literally
into
the
that
fight of the jungle at this
purple,
point.
turning into that purple, and the night is approaching ever more. Abyss, are you still stirring up seashells and fish and hermit crabs underwater, I take it? Still with us, Ragnar?
Get up.
It's that angel. What's up, bro? Hope all is good.
All is well.
I mean, if you're here and able and want to play, feel free. It sounds like maybe Ragnar is incapacitated. Ragnar, you just go ahead and speak up. But
I don't know what's going on.
so you and Ragnar actually have been back at Rio Machi on ship duty. Mitch has been asleep. By this point, he would have had a long rest. And Abyss is like on the ocean floor trying to gather fish and like hermit crabs and sea life and befriend them.
I guess Mitch will get up. I can't move his token. I mean, if you want to move him for me. But I guess he'll get up, looking around, and I can go to Spenny and be like, why are we here? Why are we back?
So you would remember that it was because Kiryu and Suiryu never returned through the portal, and they figured that they went and disappeared into the jungle. So now some of them have the brothers down. You guys have just been guarding the ship with Spenny, the new guy Squint, that old man who has gone down into the cabin of the ship now. Spenny is just kind of lounging, and he's like, I don't really know. This place is boring. These people are weak. They're not even like nerds. They're just like fisher folk.
I know. What a boring place to come back to. Well, I must begin my workout. I must be in top shape whenever my new match is announced. I shall be defeated my enemy.
Before you're able to kick off that workout, you hear some footsteps coming down the dock, and Mayor Belvedere leads Carver, a couple other fishermen, and Rhea, that juice stand operator, is walking over as well. Mayor Belvedere shakes his cane in the air at you, and he goes, "Give me back my bounty. Give it. That's mine, and you took away with it in the dead of
Give you back your what?
I see him there, tied to your mast. Don't play dumb now. I know you have rivers. Give him back. I'm handing him over to 199. Carver will pipe up and go, come on, man. They saved the town from fire and pirates. Let them have him. He's only worth 3 million berry. Like, we don't need that. We'll be fine.
Mitch will look at that guy, Mayor Beverly. Like, I didn't like you when I was here, and to see that you're still mayor disappoints me. Why is he still mayor?
Carver, as much as you inspired him last time and he really likes you, he is a little like confused. He's like, oh, it's been like 16 hours. No, no, we didn't have an election yet.
How long does it take for an election to start?
Election is not for another 16 months, ironically. You'll have to wait quite a while here in this boring little town for that.
What if I kill him?
His eyes go wide and he goes, what now?
You're annoying me. If I kill you, we can have an election.
Rhea suddenly kind of panics and wordlessly she turns and runs off. She heads off on her own. Carver goes, he laughs. He goes, okay, man, and enough joking around. Like, he doesn't need to die. He's just a bit of an old curmudgeon. You got to forgive him. You know, he's getting up there in years. And he puts his hand over his mouth so Belvedere can't hear. He's not the favorite brother. So, you know, that always does something, you know. And Belvedere will go, how dare you?
Move your hands from his ears, and Mitch will say this to the mayor. I say, if you ask for that bounty one more time, I'm going to kill you.
Will you? Are you not able to? You said you weren't able to hit your character sheet, right?
I can get it. I think I can get to my character sheet, but I just can't move my token.
Oh, word. Here, I'll delete that, and you can put it back down and control it.
No. I mean, I can't move it in general, even if I put my own. You can keep it.
Okay, word.
I need you to move it around.
I got you. I understand now. If you could throw me an intimidation check, though.
Red. 16.
Pass. Belvedere's eyes go wide, and his knees quiver worse than his old age would usually indicate. He takes a few tentative steps back, and he goes, well, of course. No need to get violent now. I was just jesting, just trying my luck, if you will. Enjoy his bounty. I would never wish to tangle with you. And he turns and runs as fast as his hobbly little legs will take him.
I feel like every single one of our characters is the equivalent of fuck around and find out, because we were absolutely to throw down. Entirely.
Well, Mitch will look at Carver and be like, hey, man. Oh, wait. Forgot. Mitch has a voice. I'm Mitch, yeah. Oh, wait.
I'm
hey, man. I suggest that you get rid of this man immediately. Do what you got to do to make yourself the man, Carver.
You
understand what I am saying?
He salutes you and he goes, I understand what you're saying, sir. That's incredible advice. Thank you.
Are you sure you understand the connotations I'm implying, the situation, the things you would have to do?
First, I'm going to set up an elaborate scheme in which I implicate Mayor Belvedere in drug addiction that is ruining his reign. And then, when an emergency election is called, I will step in and everybody in town will vote for me. And he puts his hands on his hips, and the other two fishermen who walked over with the crowd just look between each other. They look at you, Mitch, and then they shake their heads and walk away as well.
That's right.
I love all of this, and I hate it at the same time.
Also, make sure you go watch my next match. I need that money.
Get that money.
Yeah, I figured that's what you're here for. What's taking you so long?
What's taking what? What are you talking about?
Oh, well, I mean, we were kind of talking about it today when me and all the fishermen were heading out. We were wondering what Iron Mitch Johnson was doing here. Figured you must be here to battle the champ.
There's a champion here?
Oh no.
Oh, I figured you knew. Yeah. We at Panangea, he gets a little proud now. He puffs up his chest. We at Panangea have our very own wrestler. Would you believe that? And he used to be a bandit too, a no good criminal, but he's changed his ways.
I said, where?
He lives in the mountains, in between here and Port Gorko, somewhere. I don't know exactly where. I've only heard the rumors. The hike, though.
Okay. I'm leaving. Mitch will jump off the ship
Okay.
and you'll grab whoever said that to him. Who was it?
It's Carver. He's the only one left from the crowd.
All right, let's go, Carver. Our journey begins. Spinny,
Wait, where are we going?
I'm leaving. I'm going to face the champion. Carver.
Oh, like I said, I
Face your
don't know
champion.
exactly where he is, but he's in the mountains somewhere. That's all I can really tell you.
And you're going to lead me to these mountains somewhere.
He chuckles and it's just like, I'm not really the man for that. I'll be honest with you. I'm good at being on top of the water, not so much being in the jungle, you see. But I mean, it's kind of a straight shot. You could also head for Hilduero and make for the mountains through Port Gorko. It's the safe
You're
way,
saying
maybe.
these names like I know what it means. Stop. I don't know these places.
He's getting upset, or not upset, but like flustered now. He's like, "Well, look, man, you're talking about me leading you through the jungle to the mountains. Like, I can't do that."
Okay, who can?
I mean, there's a guy who lives in the jungle who he frequently helps travelers out. They say he hunts down animals. I mean,
Okay,
kind of knows his way around.
I'm gonna help you out. See this as a gift from me. I want the mayor to escort me.
The mayor. You want the mayor to escort you?
No.
I don't even think he's left Ryomachi in like 3 years.
I don't care. He's leaving today.
Leave it today.
I mean, if you want to try, he's probably just heading home. After the way you scared him, he might need some time to change his pants, but I don't know. See if you can talk him into it. But like, I don't know. Maybe you will need some help. He might be an idiot, but I don't feel right about sending an old man into the jungle, even with you as a companion.
Let me tell you something. I don't feel bad. If he dies, it's a blessing. So forget about it. For him.
Don't feel bad, feel glad.
Well, why don't I come along with you after all? I mean, I can help you get to the Mangy's Mountains. I mean, we don't have to bother the mayor with this.
Carver, you are a bitch. Now that the mayor's life is in danger, you want to come with me? Is that
I
what
thought
it
you said I
takes?
should be mayor. Are you saying a bitch can be a mayor?
I can't be mayor no more now that I know that you a bitch.
I
can't
can't, bitch.
be.
I'm gonna show you all the way to the mountains. I'm gonna lead you there. I'm gonna lead you to the mountains, and I'm gonna show you I'm no bitch, and I deserve to be mayor again.
You see, everything you just said is something a bitch would. I'm sorry.
How does
don't
that
make
even
the
make
rules.
sense, man? I'm gonna walk you through a jungle full of creatures.
No. You just a bitch now. I'm sorry. You don't have my vote no more. Bitch is gonna start yelling. Hey everybody, I don't vote for Carver. I just learned he's a bitch. And it's certified by the Iron Mitch.
So off intense roasting. Carver did okay at a Constitution save, not too bad for a rather difficult one, and he he's able to suck back a tear from the corner of his eye. His eyes get moist and his face kind of tears up a little bit, but he's like, I'm going to be mayor one day. I don't care about your endorsement, your lack of endorsement. I don't care. Go find your wrestler in the mountain there to lead you. See what I care.
I have a question. Is he
And-
still have my sword?
All right.
Yeah, he's wearing the sword at his hip.
Cool.
What was I gonna do again? Oh, the mayor. All right, Mitch is gonna jump. Yeah, Mitch is gonna start walking to town, and he's gonna be yelling Mayor Belvedere. Hey, Mayor Belvedere. I'm sorry, I was mean earlier. You
You
know,
wander through town, you see a few folks as you're shouting, and you kind of have to meander past the town square to see Mayor Belvedere on his porch at the end of the lane, essentially, of Ryomachi.
what's good, old man? Ah,
What do you want? I don't want any business with the bounty anymore. I don't care. Don't worry.
Tori, I'm just here to give you a command. Don't worry, it ain't that difficult of one. You and I, well, you are gonna escort me to your wrestling champion that's somewhere in the mountains.
That wrestling stuff. I don't know where he is. I've only heard he's in the mountains. That's not much to go off of.
All right, let's go. You're gonna escort me, and hopefully it's a safe journey.
Toss me out a persuasion, and you can roll another intimidation as well. I'm going to do a combined check, or I can use your 16 you already rolled. Okay. Wow. That does still pass. Mayor Belvedere, who is indeed wearing different pants now that you've wandered through town and found him. He steps off his porch, and he's got like a scared expression on his face as he goes, middle of the dark too. But I guess you are a strong fighter after all. I trust you at my side. But I haven't left the village
You
in
are
3
at
years.
my side.
Goodness gracious. Please stay close at my side. That's all I ask you. And he'll head over this way and go, come, the path into the jungle is right here.
No, lead the way. Mitch will follow. We'll just follow him.
Incredible. Pretty far down on my list of bingo card entries was Mayor Belvedere playing escort, but the dice do decide sometimes, I guess. Abyss, Ragnar, are you back? Give you a second to run anything you'd like to. If not, I'll probably cut back to the clearing. Okay. Yeah, we'll head back into the jungle where the main throw of the fighting is going on. We're here at the top of the turn. Bob Jones, at this point, I'm going to take him out of the role. He's on the ground, is scared for his life. That's kind of all he's going to do for the moment. That'll bring us to Kiryu at the top.
Yeah, I look at them baboons. This one is in particular. I say I had my expectation of you. I'm not even mad, I'm just disappointed.
Hitting them with the parent shit.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's what I was
God.
thinking too. Yeah,
Foul.
I've used that as a dad, so like wild to see the DD.
I'm gonna say, yeah, leave. This is your only choice. If not, you're gonna join the menu.
Roll a combined animal handling and persuasion for me, brother.
Can
Oh.
I roll intimidation? Yeah.
Oof. Still, I had said persuasion. Let's see. Maybe the persuasion can rebuff the crit at least.
Probably not.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. It won't be as bad as it could have been, but the baboon is going to scream in your face instead of heeding your words. It completely lets them pass over
Oh.
his head. And I assume you're going to throw
Yeah.
that in his face and spell. The slash will connect, the trigger will not.
8 damage. And that's my turn.
You bring that baboon down, killing it. Very nice, very nice. You said that was your full turn?
Yeah.
That brings us to one of the newly entered harpies, who can just barely reach you, Kiryu, unfortunately. They're going to do the same thing they did to Leadbelly earlier with that diving talon slash right at you. Hit zone that just connects with open air. Back to Seed and Suiryu.
Yeah, before that, I'm gonna turn to a harpy. My face with several eyes looking at it.
Creepy. Roll me an intimidation real quick.
Oh, let's go.
Not bad at all. The harpy is visibly shaken, and it won't provoke an opportunity, but it's going to get pretty far away from you. It's going to fly back about, we'll call it 20.
That's what I thought.
Handa, 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 handa.
Seed and Suiryu. Seed, I will say, was grappled by that very same monkey that just died. So he is freed again. Will take a little bit of movement to get up to his feet, of course, but he should still be able to run some attacks now that he's freed up.
Can I pet that dog?
Any commands, Suiryu?
Apologies, I was getting food. Hopefully for something for the sickness. Let's see here. The monkeys have apparently chosen war, so that's fine. It's just gonna eat the one that's right next to it, in all honesty. Fine with just getting up and biting the nearest monkey. So I'll bite this one.
Word up.
Oh, let's
Ooh,
go.
that critical gets him double damage.
24 damage. Let's go. Yeesh. Seed came to play today.
Just gets up on the ground, just snatches up the monkey and just like rips it to shreds.
It's
Or that tears out a solid chunk of its abdomen, bringing that baboon. That baboon was the most hale and healthy left out of all of them, but that did just a devastating amount of damage. And his blood pours out of this raw, gaping wound. It's just now accrued. Suiryu proper. What are you running?
I don't grant second chances.
Based.
He just walks by the monkey. Have a good day. It just
A
walks
solid
right.
clip of damage as you go past, for sure, but it's not down. It clobbers you. Opportunity attack as you go back.
It's not
Oof.
downed.
No, that attack was very good hit, solid, but it did not.
Wasn't this the one I
rebound.
downed before? Knocked out?
It was.
No.
It was.
Don't they only come back with 1 HP? I'm confused. Alright.
This one came back with half HP because he has been down for a little bit now. He comes at you with that baboon bash,
Yawa.
clobbers you in the
Teach.
back of the head.
What's it doing?
You have
Ow.
unmuted.
Kev, you're unmuted.
Kev.
Oh, shit.
You know what? I'm a bitch. Action surge.
Oh my word.
He said,
So
I'm
after
killing this thing.
this-
See, he gets one solid hit off. It just Suiryu stops. And then just in the almost immediate flashes, the man who lived the attack proceeds to follow up with a very similar sash across the. Actually, he turned around to attack me, so now he's got an X across his whole chest.
Yeah, roll for damage
Yeah,
just to
nope.
show that this time. Yep, no mercy from Suiryu. The rage of the baboon was met with the rage of Suiryu's sword arm, and we'll go ahead and say that just that gives it a clean slice across the neck, giving it a quick enough death.
Oh no, that was with the chest.
Oh,
I was
right,
not
right,
kind.
right,
I
okay.
was not kind with that.
Slash across the chest. That big X to indicate that
17
as well.
damage.
Technically, a total of 31.
Yeah,
Because
31
that was a
damage.
14 forehead. So no. I think I went out, and I will proceed to walk over this baboon and fucking kick its butt. No damage, just to annoy it.
You nudge it with your toe, essentially a little rough, and it screams at you over its
Come here.
shoulder because it's looking at Tidal. Is that your full turn?
Yeah, that'll be my turn for now.
This harpy is not going to be able to make it up to attack any of you, but it's going to clear some distance, form up here alongside its newly come friend as well, and that's all it's going to do.
Guys, at least the baboons aren't exploding when we kill them. It could be worse.
It could be far worse. They could be corn.
They could be corn.
That baboon there across from Seed is going to charge in at Seed, actually. Attempting another grapple. This one just completely fails as Seed is able to duck to the side. The next baboon up is going to try a little simpler, just a basic scratch. Same 10, nothing. Seed ducks to the side of one attack, dodges his head for the next. No way. That still barely works. Incredible. The King Boar is mounting for another charge, guys.
Go.
Doesn't do it. No cigar, but just to make it more interesting, could I please get, it won't be too terribly difficult since it didn't pass, but let me please get deck saves from Suiryu, Leadbelly, and Kiryu, and I'll roll some for these guys in the path as well. Nothing too crazy at all, like I said.
Well, I'm glad.
Pass. Passive 5.
Yeah.
I was gonna crazy, but we are skirting a fine line, guys. Leadbelly with the meats and beats. Jeez.
Can I add some flavor to this? There was something I wanted to happen in this battle, but I've yet to be hit.
You have yet to be hit in this battle, you said?
Don't take that into consideration.
Don't open
No,
your
just
mouth when it gets
when the did I succeed? You said.
Yeah, everybody passed. Like
Okay,
like
yeah.
I said, the attack failed, but all of his attacks fail. I want him to do something, but he still didn't. So as he tramples past you all, everybody is able to like dodge aside. Tile tucks his limbs in close, and the boar actually like goes right over him.
I want to say the boar's tusk grabs my shirt and rips it clean off.
Okay, sure, yeah, at that 5, yeah, it grazes you and sure does exactly that. Do
Hell yeah.
do you want to describe what
Yeah,
would
on my
be seen by your
chest.
fellow combatants?
Yeah, on my chest is a brand. Suiryu would be able to see this. A brand. I don't know if he would know what it is exactly, but it's definitely the mark of the celestial dragons above table. But since Kiryu would be facing my no, wait, Suiryu would be facing my back, Kiryu would be facing my front. So Suiryu would actually see a tattoo on my back that is a bunch of instruments with names written on them. These instruments vary. There are, let me see, some horns, some percussion instruments, things of that nature. But yeah, on the front, definitely the mark of a slave.
We'll take like a moment of pause if anyone wants to throw out any reactions to that.
I knew.
Yeah, yes, yeah. It's like Kiki knew.
Well, in that case, the king boar kind of doubles back here as it unsuccessfully attacks all of you. And off of a critical dexterity save from Ty O'Connors, you guys look after the maybe surprise or new information of Leadbelly's body art, for lack of a better term at the moment. You would also be shocked to see that Ty O'Connors has somehow wrangled himself up and around and is straddling the back of the king boar's neck. Crazy that that actually comes to his turn. Also, crazy that he's out of spirit points, but we won't talk about that. He's going to bring his fist up and just slam it down into the top of the king boar's skull. Nice.
Ooh,
Scoring
nice.
some good hits. Tie. The king boars. Let's see. Yeah. The king boar. The hit is pretty solid, and it clacks the king boar's teeth together as Ty will remain up there for the moment. That is his full turn as we move to Leadbelly.
I'm gonna walk forward, and is Tile still on the ground, or is he up now?
Tile is still on the ground. Yep.
Would it take my action to pick him up?
Yeah, that would take your action up to assist him.
Get off the ground yourself! You said you had this!
Interaction costs nothing. Very nice.
Yes, exactly. Then I'm gonna swing Irene on the King Boar. I'm guessing a 12 does not hit, but hold on. I'm gonna do something. Before you decide on that. Never mind, that only works on other people, not me. So yeah, that does not hit. But I'm now standing 10 toes down in front of this King Boar. And that is the end of my turn.
Solid, solid.
Hold on
Tile
one
is-
second. 1 second. Kev, for
Yeah.
you, since you said you want a detailed description of my upper body physique, you know how Frankie has like a 9-pack? I have like a 12-pack because of how tall I am. And then on my left pec is where the mark of the celestial dragon is, and then my back, which is also very muscular, is covered in instruments with names on them. I got you. Sorry, Mike. Just like me, for real. For real.
Oh, you're
Okay.
chilling. Good to know. Absolutely. As we come to Tile's turn, he's gonna pick himself up, and he's gonna swing again on this this baboon next to him. He doesn't have his spear or anything, so he's kind of relying on his mailed fist. That's
Let's
a connection.
go.
There we go. He clocks the baboon in the face the same way that the baboon just hit him in the face. Just enough. Just enough. He clocks that. And the baboon gives out a little grunt and falls over, just unconscious to the ground. And with that, he will risk the opportunity attack from the king boar. Does not to get over here where that king boar just dented that tree, kind of perch up there beside it. Those two baboons are down and out now, so we're back to you, Kiryu.
Well, it's time to get dinner. And I'm gonna go swinging on the bar. And I guess that misses.
Both of those do miss. I
Remember,
do
you have
believe
bardic inspiration, by the way, Josh.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I was just about to say, great minds. Yeah, you do still have that.
No.
I guess.
No. I'm so sorry, brother. Valiant effort. Neither in fact do hit though. Is that your full turn?
Yeah, probably.
This harpy here is going to fly in at the king boar, actually, and run some numbers up on it as it pecks at the beast, not hitting it. It actually does hit the king boar, technically, but the pecks are so superficial to the boar, it doesn't really do anything to its thick hide. Seed. What is Seed doing? I assume just attacking these baboons. Suiryu, you with us?
Nice to know when you're muted. Haha. Love it. Anyway, yeah, he'll go ahead and chomp on the same one he hit before.
Oh, it does not connect, unfortunately. What are you gonna do proper?
Gonna leave my fucking dog alone is what you're gonna do. Well, I guess in his case, leave my dog alone. Yep, there we go.
An absolute hit. That brings the baboon all the way down. Well done, well done. Another one down and out. Anything else you can do on your turn to aid to that kill?
Nothing else past that. No.
Okay, this to the next heartbeat. He's gonna fly. This one is gonna go to Kiryu. As it descends on you, Talon Slash for 16. Is that, I forget off the top of my head. What is your AC? Josh, what's your AC? His AC is 16, so it beats. Running that damage up on it, 9. You're there and you have something you can do. I believe you still have charges on that. But if you want to run that, actually you don't, never mind. So I think that's everything there. That baboon is out, and this baboon is not going to be pleased that his buddy just got defeated. Suiryu, you're potentially going to take a baboon fist at 18.
That'll meet. Ooh.
Oof, that iron fist, that's what it feels like at least, collides with your skull. That seems to be where they aim with that devastating windmill attack almost for 12 damage. Back to the King Boar. He is going to run a quick dexterity save. He rides and thrashes around instinctively from the unwelcome intruder on his back just at the top of his turn. Unsuccessfully, though, at a mere 3. Ty doesn't even need to roll to beat that, honestly, so not even going to bother. Ty is to stay on, but the King Boar does rear up, able to still attack, and stomps down in front of him at Leadbelly and Kiryu. Oh my goodness, now
Oh,
we're
wait.
connecting.
Cutting words. I'm going to spend my last bardic inspiration to roll a bardic die, and it will subtract that from that roll.
That's a crazy use.
Damn!
Oh man.
It still hits me. I don't know if it hits. It still hits both of us.
I think it
Yeah, it
does.
doesn't hit me, it hits me.
Yeah, it does.
I tried.
Valiant effort.
Yeah.
I love that use of cutting words. Will you still flavor it for me still?
It stomps down, and I'm like, "You fat piece of shit! I ain't gonna die here."
They are still cutting words, even though they maybe are not entirely successful. Very nice. 12
Oof.
damage to each of you. Unfortunately, does not phase the harpies who are in midair, of course. It usually would. And Bob is just out of range of that range of attack, so it's not going to affect him.
Well, shit. Oh, Mikey, if you're talking, we can't hear you, brother.
My bad. I was getting myself ready for what's ahead with Ty still on the boar's back. He's going to kind of like grab a fistful of hair with one hand and kind of pivot himself down. And I'm going to have him run a raw dexterity in order to the boar's eye. Potentially not even to do damage, just to make some sort of a random wanton effect on the boar if possible.
Yikes.
He reaches a little too far as the boar jostles along and accidentally slaps the tusk. The tusk is going to deal. For this, I'm just gonna call it a 1d4 for like an unarmed attack. 3 damage from that is still a little something. Brings him down. Ty brings his hand back and shakes it. Some of you see him like kind of tucks it under his armpit. That also ends his turn. Back to Leadbelly.
I'm gonna swing Irene on this board. My girl's got this. She does not got this. Never mind.
You dart it out. It does stick into the boar, but again, it's like that superficial peck that the harpy delivered. It hits and it just doesn't really do anything to such thick hide. You said that's it for your turn?
No, I'm gonna use an interaction to try and intimidate the boar.
I'm gonna help you with that.
Yeah, let's go. So advantage.
Okay. What are you saying? And
I'm just
like how are you flavoring it?
I'm just gonna stare it dead in the eyes, and instead of doing womb, I'm just gonna say, "Back off." I'm trying to imitate something I saw once in my childhood, but I'm not like fully doing what I think I'm doing.
Wow. At a 25, you see the boar's eyes kind of dilate, and his pupils get wide. He takes a shaky half step back, for the moment at least, and he's still grumbling and huffing. But
Hell yeah!
that seems to have made some sort of an effect.
Let's go.
And that comes to Tile, who he slings the elephant gun from around his shoulder, places it into place, but he aims it at the ground and kind of leans into it, and he calls out, "King Boar, I have given you many of those scars. For some of them I apologize. For others, I implore you now to understand human speech of some accord like you did that day with Abyss. Remember him and his grace and mercy that passed on to me. Remember it now and flee from this fight. We mean you no harm. We would even dine with you if you would have us. I apologize for what I've... Head on. Leave us. We mean you no real harm."
Proceeds to get angrier.
Roll him. I'm going to roll him a combined animal handling and persuasion. We're going to see what happens here, folks. Wow.
In the name of Davy Loans.
With that being the end of round, and Ragnar being back, I do want to kind of cliffhang it there for a second, guys. We're going to head back to Real Machi, Abyss. Night has pretty well fallen now. There's still some vestiges of light in the world. I assume you're still there underwater, dealing with fish. I don't want to ignore your, I believe it was athletics or acrobatics roll from earlier. I'm still finding it, but what were you rolling for specifically with that?
Oh, that was me trying to catch fish.
Word. I can't find it, but I believe you rolled a 9. no, you had advantage and you rolled a 13. That's what it was. And there was not. Okay. You over this time, it's been about so we'll call it about 3 hours now so that you've been fishing. You've gathered. Go ahead and roll me a 1d20. A d2.
Wait, you said D2, right?
No, d20, please. Okay. They're not quite minnow sized, but you've got 8 fairly small, like shore fish that have gathered around you, and they seem to kind of just be following you around so far. They really like it best when you sing. They really love that, but they're kind of expressionless. You could roll maybe an insight or animal handling or something like that if you have anything else you want to pitch. Or you can just keep trying to scrounge stuff up. Right. Double click. I'm gonna operate off of that 8. But yeah, Abyss, if you want to search for shiny things, throw me down an investigation. Throw it to me. Actually, I guess it would just be normal, just flat. Okay, okay. Yeah. You're gonna notice a lot of like wanton berry, like coins that have been scattered and lost here at the bottom of the surf just under the Ryomachi Wharf. I'll send you that exact amount here in 1 second. I'm gonna auto-generate it. And I'm gonna say you also notice a cutlass, which you could run another investigation if you'd like to gain some sort of an estimate on, how long it's been underwater. But you don't need much perception to notice it's in pretty good shape, remarkably good for being underwater. Maybe it just happened recently, though.
Wait, what exactly did I find?
It's a cutlass. It's like a type of sword with like this
Oh.
guard on its hilt.
Oh.
It doesn't have a scabbard or a sheath or anything. It's a bare sword, but like the metal is in rather good shape. Like if you want to run anything to see, exactly how good or CNS,
I
whatever you
try
want to roll
slashing some
for it.
sequel.
Interesting. Give me strength at
Ooh,
advantage.
maybe I can practice some kind of weird swordsmanship. Water cutting. I don't know.
Okay. Either way, give me a strength at advantage with that. So if you're just like slashing through the water at a 17, I mean, you feel a lot of resistance from being underwater, but you are able to feel some solid movement behind it. You even are able to hear the water shift. You know, you can hear it ever so slightly if you move fast enough underwater. You hear that from that blow.
I think I found my new thing to do. Now I go on a frenzy. Anything I see, I cut it. Get over here, fish. Get over here,
What?
seaweed.
No, I was gonna
You
say
gotta
one of the first things you would see is your fish, though. You're gonna cut your fish?
My fish? I have a fish.
Yeah, you have 8 fish following you around.
Oh,
You just mean anything else?
no. If that's that, if my character made 8 fish friends, he probably likes fish, so I wouldn't do that.
Well, if you want to just
Let's
strike
find
out,
fish. Let's find fish that hunt these fish. We'll use these fish as bait.
oh my goodness. Okay. Tread out a little deeper into like the blue water. We'll say you lead those fish there if you're trying to do something like that. That's probably where the predators will more so be. Oh my goodness, this is interesting. Pick your fish, pick your strategy. I don't know, run whatever interaction you want to do, and then I've got a roll or two I'm gonna make.
You, fish number 3, to the left. Fish number 4, to the right. Fish number 5, behind. Fish number 6, vanguard.
Interesting. Okay. They listen to you and they head out in that formation just ahead of you in the deep waters. Um the sun continues to set and the sea only gets darker. There is some moon out, so it's not totally dark. But even aside from that abyss, you see well as it gets darker here underwater. Um, Let me go ahead and make a couple of rolls. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. That's interesting. Let me actually do one more. What on earth? Okay, ignore that one. Those aren't, I was just making sure it could roll a normal number. Okay. Well, the fish get in that formation and you spend some minutes there as they just kind of mill about at your command, doing what you told them. And then all of a sudden, one of them gets incredibly scared and suddenly swims back to your side, which I think you have 2 more that you didn't assign that are by your side, so 3 at your side now. The
Pretty
others
much.
stay in formation. Do you want to run a? Actually, yeah. Please give. You see a dark shape lumbering forward. If you want to roll if you want to roll like an investigation to get an estimate on it, you can in any sort of way, but it's getting bigger, and the other fish don't seem to be noticing for whatever reason. They are just continuing their formation, but the one that swam back to you is shivering intensely. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Okay, you have investigation at advantage right now as well, correct? Or is that one the flat?
That's a flat.
Oh, okay. By your estimation, this is some sort of a tuna. This could be a really good catch, man. You start to get excited. You're feeling the buzz of whatever this catch is.
I'm gonna charge towards it recklessly.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Roll me a deck save because I just rolled something else that was about to activate. I'm gonna do both. Okay. That's fine. That works. As you dart forward toward the fish, ready to move on this tuna, iron teeth stare back at you, and a big maw of a mouth opens up, rows upon rows of teeth that slam down and eat. That eat 5 of your fish. I believe that's all of them that were left there, of the 8. Those 5 fish are eaten. You just barely are able to duck your head back. No. Excuse me. 1 survives. No, I was looking at the wrong thing. 1 survives. It eats 4 of them, but 1 is able to dart back, so you have 4 left. Excuse me. But still devastating, as what looks back at you is the striped shark with fierce, white, hot eyes that stare back at you, perfectly perceptible now at this distance. What else does Abyss do in this moment? Whoa, what are you, okay. I'll even say that can work for like all the fish. Like they're so small that can count. They can all count as one entity. Like, how are you flavoring that though? Are you? Wait, let me hear.
It'd
Let me
be
hear the
similar
thought.
to like my shadow, like reaching out to theirs and just like giving them like a bit more, like controlling their shadow in a sense, but not really. It's more like boosting the power of their shadow.
Incredible. I'm going to add a little bit of flavor into that then, if you describe it that way, in which there's like a sliver of your shadow that seems to just connect through the sharp teeth of this shark, and its eyes go wide a moment as you wouldn't really be able to see this abyss, but you will know. You know what happens in its mouth as those 4 fish suddenly become fierce as piranhas, these little surf minnows almost. Not quite that small, but not much bigger than like a fidget spinner. And they suddenly bite at the sensitive parts of the shark's mouth inside. I'm even going to give that critical a little something else. It takes 13 damage before any combat has even started, as it does swallow the fish and eat them, but it lets out a it's a strange kind of screech that you hear underwater. It's like muted, but a big puff of like bloody water comes out with it. And I think on that, I want to bring us. I'm going to bring us here to the overworld to take some stock of where everything is at. I've replaced Kiryu with Leadbelly because that's where team tracking and the Kiryu and Suiryu brothers are. We've still got the ship at Ryomachi, which is where Abyss is, and I'm going to drag. Oops. I'll drag Mitch out to about there, which is where we'll cut to real quick for a second. Mayor Belvedere has been a fair enough guide, Angel, if you're still there. There's a fairly clear path to follow that he has led you on, but as you guys come to this curve, he starts to make around the curve, even though from here you can notice the tops of the mountains are like more to your left.
Why are you going this way?
Well, I'm following the path, aren't I?
All right, I'm not from here, so I'll just trust you, I guess. Mitch will start walking the way he is.
You guys continue along the path then, yeah. And as you do, the deer is humming to himself. Angel, if there's any other like interaction stuff you want to get out real quick, go ahead and do that.
Mayor Belvedere, how did you become mayor?
By due process, the wonderful democratic process.
What led you to becoming mayor? I should ask.
I love Ryomachi with all my heart. One day I'd like to see it become a bustling metropolis bigger than even Port Gorko. I don't care what the others say about the quaintness. I want Ryomachi to bloom for all the children of our little town.
You know, I feel like I may have misjudged you. You're not a bitch. You have high aspirations. And you had the guts to come to our ship and demand a bounty. Mad
He
respect.
chuckles and he goes, I gotta tell you, I do like my money. I can't lie.
I do too, but I like fighting more. Man. Why is this island so boring? You guys just have a wrestler? What is he the champion of?
He used to be a fierce bandit leader who ruled over this land, but the Navy curbed him and put him in jail for a few years. He seemed to get straight after that, but... Wait, did you hear that? Go ahead and roll me a perception check, Mitch.
Shit, Mitch's perception is horrible.
Yeah, you did not hear what he's talking about, but Belvedere stops and puts a hand up, and he looks all around as path in front of you, and Ocelot jumps onto the trail. It's not as big as like Seed, not as big as necessarily a tiger even, but it is fairly big for a jungle cat. And as it stares you down, you and Belvedere, he kind of cowers up next to you. there's not too much time to really react before all of a sudden 3 men in clown makeup burst from the trees as well, weapons in hand. And they gather all around the ocelot. The ocelot looks at the 3 of them, and then they look at you. Who are you? One of them asks gruffly from behind his ridiculous clown makeup.
Iron Mitch Johnson. Now step aside.
Two of them kind of keep their weapon trained on the ocelot, but the one nearest you and Mayor Belvedere turns, and he levels his spear at you. He also has a gun at his hip. He's close enough for you to notice, a little pistol. And he says, "Who are you talking to? Come on, man." He gives a little strange smile. "We're all just friends of the forest together." He starts cackling. His eyes are like bloodshot, strangely dilated. His friends start laughing too. We're gonna cut there.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. What was Mitch gonna say?
Yo, Mitch is pissed off. How dare you call me a friend of clowns? That's all he'll say.
I love that. We're gonna leave that scene there then, and cut to another part of the jungle. It's now pretty dark in here as night has descended, and a line of people run through the forest in similar formation to the tracking party, to the point of Arthur Morgan being in this formation of people, tired beyond belief, sweaty hair in his eyes as he runs along, and hears his comrades in front of him and behind him laughing. Starts to wake up a little bit from the monotony of running for hours on end, starts to reattune with that natural passive perception of 19 and stops. The man behind him bowls into him. Cody, if you're available, absolutely chime in here. No worries. Well, not too much gameplay here. I've kind of accounted for that, but you will notice as this big burly man bowls into you. He's not big and burly the way Tyokonis was. That's immediately evident. He's got a big belly, and his friends in front stop. And as you and him are on the ground tangled together, you clearly notice you do not know this guy who's just in leather overalls and has his hair tied up behind him in a big bun. His 3 friends who are running with him walk over now with big smiles on their faces. Some of them have clubs in their hands or an iron axe that they pull off of their back. And some of them have fierce looks in their eyes as they smile down at you. And with that, with us pictured here, we've got Leadbelly, Arthur, Mitch, and the belly boat representing Abyss as well, still at Ryomachi. Our crew is pretty divided at the moment. That's super wild as we end off today's session. To be continued.
Da, da, da.
Bwah, bwah.
And as I said earlier, I do have a cover story, but since we're recorded, I could just save that for next time.
If you want to read it off, it's up to you, my man.
Let's just go ahead and save it for time when hopefully we're all together. I'll open it off with that one. It's a really juicy one, though. I am excited to deliver it to you guys. Thank you all for pulling through, even for hanging out here in the audience with us today. All my party, you know, who could play for the whole time, who couldn't. Good to see you as always, guys. A lot of fun. And I'm sure Lucas or I will be hollering about the next date pretty soon. So yeah, thank you and all.
Yes, sir. And with that, guys, I am going to close up the recording session. Thank you all again for joining us today. And we will see you live for session 7 once we have that date locked in. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night.